Hi friends, I'm Swati again here with a new topic for you. So today let's talk about compensation management. What is compensation? International compensation, how it is set, what all comes under it. So let us start. Firstly, it is let us come to the go start with the basic thing. What is compensation? How do you define or what do you mean by compensation? So compensation is what you get in reward for the work you have done for somebody, for some organization. Okay, so all these rewards are in the form of it is in the form of wages, salaries, allowances, incentives, and bonuses, and indirect payments, and paid leave and holidays, etc. So these are in the form of currency also and non-currency also, or you can say tangible and intangible. Salary and bonuses may be in the form of rupee, and other incentives may be in the form of paid leave, holidays. Okay, then you get some kind of things in the form of LTAs, leave travel allowances, okay, or Sodexo coupons that some people in the organization get for buying all the household stuff, right? So this is what is compensation. Now let us come to the global thing. What is the meaning of international compensation? So it refers to all forms of financial returns and tangible benefits that employees of an international organization receive from their employee in exchange of their labor and commitment, in exchange of the work they have done for that particular organization. Now there are different types of compensation. These are like this. First one is base pay, the basic pay that you get. Then the commissions, overtime pay if you work for extra hours. Then the money that you get for that extra time given to the organization, that is overtime pay. Then you have bonuses, profit sharing, and merit pay. It can be performance linked incentive that is related to your performance. Okay, then stock options, then travel, meal, and housing allowance. Okay, so the organizations give you these in the form of benefits. You get the housing allowance the wherever the organization is, and obviously you'll be staying there with your family, and you'll be staying in a house. So for that house you get allowance, or if it is a rented house, that house rent allowance you can give in lieu of the rent, right? Then other benefits include dental insurance, medical vacation leaves, and retirement and taxes, etc., etc. So these are the benefits. Now coming on to what is the purpose of compensation? Why do we need what is the purpose? Why is it needed so strongly in every organization? It is like compensation provides a monetary value to employees in exchange for the work performed. Means it gives a value to the job, a value to a person who is giving his services to some particular organization. Then compensation may achieve several purposes, assisting in recruitment, job performance, and job satisfaction. Obviously, if I am working for any organization and I am getting a good compensation, so it is a internal satisfaction for me. In turn, I will be motivated to do more work for that organization, and obviously if I give more service, if I give more towards that organization, obviously the organization will fetch more profits, will fetch more gains. Now after that, what are let us talk about what are the benefits and international benefits and compensation. Okay, internationally, what do the employees get? uh, it is an example that some items that are typically offered by international employees are housing allowances and help paying taxes, spousal employment, and compensation for trips home. So, housing allowances, they are given housing allowances or obviously the place to stay, the home to stay, then all furnished, then they are given help regarding the taxes, okay, payment of taxes. Then spousal employment, this means spouse means your partner, okay. So for the spouse, for the wife of an employee, the employment is also given, means she is allowed to work in case of international assignment, okay. Then compensation for trips home, like Indians, if they have gone to US, if they have gone to Australia, let's say, okay, so obviously they are given the benefit of traveling India 2 times in a year, okay, or so, or in case of emergency. So these in international companies, they provide them all these benefits, all these tickets for coming to India, going from India, okay. So all this traveling becomes free of cost. So isn't it a good benefit? Obviously it is. So this is a added benefit for them. Otherwise, if the organization is not providing them this, it will be a burden on them, okay, because flights are very costly. Going from here to US comes down to a very good amount, okay. Then let us come to what should be the principles of compensation management, okay. There are some principles on which the compensation should be based. Basically these are like this. First of all, these should be non-discriminatory, okay. Then legal compliance, they should be according to the legal policies or legal laws of that particular company where organization is there. And these should be flexible, okay. There should be flexibility and the scope for change, for transformation, and they should be uh, oriented towards employee development, okay. Then ability to pay, this is for the organization. The organization should have the ability to pay that much compensation. If any compensation money is adjusted at a higher level, then it will become difficult for the organization to pay that much money. So the organization should have the ability to pay. And equity consideration means equality is an important, becomes an important factor. If there are 5 expats in a company and they are coming from their home country to any foreign country for working, so obviously they should be treated equally. So equity is a concern. Then performance orientation, all this compensation should be oriented towards a good performance, because obviously the at last the objective of any organization is to earn profit, to optimize the things, okay, to optimize the resources and earn maximum profit. Then what should be the strategy when internationally the compensation is settled, okay, is it is marked at some point. So what should be the strategies? First of all, it should be affordable for the company, this same as I said earlier, that the company should be able to pay. Then it should be reasonably competitive. It is very, very important that value for job, whoever is working for any of the organization and the services they are giving for that organization, they prove to be valuable, okay. They add value to organization's product, and in turn whatever compensation is given to them for giving their services should give them a kind of motivation to work more for that company and to stay longer in that company, okay. So it should be, the compensation should be reasonably competitive, which retains quality people, means quality people is the crux of any organization's success. If they can't retain the quality people in their company, the quality people means people who are loaded with a kind of with a lot of talents. Okay, means they are a full package, right? So if any company don't retain these kind of employees, so it will have to spend more money on recruiting new ones, and in new ones also they cannot say how much talented they are. The company has to explore till 6 months. It takes time to explore a person. Okay, so the compensation should be like that. It should retain the quality talent in the company, and lastly it should be structured to ensure that employees efforts are directed to achieving company's goals. Means there should be a proper structure of the compensation given to the employees, so that they understand that yes, they are being given provided some health like good amount of money for giving their services. So they will obviously be motivated to give more towards the company. So that's it for today. Hope you liked it and you understood it. Thank you.